On January 23, 2017, the calm of a Los Angeles afternoon shattered in the most unthinkable way. Fabio Sementilli, a 49-year-old celebrity hairstylist beloved by the beauty industry and adored by everyone who knew him, was found murdered outside his Woodland Hills home. His body lying face down by the pool, surrounded by his own blood. Fabio's 16-year-old daughter was the first to discover the horrifying scene. When she came home that evening, the house was silent. She dropped her school bag, calling for her father, but no one answered. Then she noticed something strange. Faint blood prints on the kitchen tiles, small but distinct, leading toward the sliding door that opened to the backyard. Her heart raced as she followed the trail, stepping slowly toward the pool. That's when she saw him, her father, motionless, his body still beside the glimmering blue water now tinged red. She screamed and dialed 911. When police arrived, the scene looked chaotic, yet oddly staged. The doors were open, drawers slightly pulled out, and a few items scattered. Enough to suggest a robbery, but not enough to convince seasoned investigators. Fabio's luxury watches, jewelry, and expensive belongings were untouched. At first, detectives labeled it a burglary gone wrong. But something about the scene didn't add up. Surveillance footage from a neighbor's camera later revealed two hooded men running toward the property just before the estimated time of death. Forensic teams combed the area, collecting everything that could hold a clue: bloody footprints, fibers, and partial DNA samples. Most of the blood belonged to Fabio, but some did not. When the lab results came back, they revealed a shocking match. The foreign DNA belonged to a man already in their system, Robert Baker. Robert Baker was no stranger to law enforcement. Born in Germany but raised in the United States since age 3. He had served as a staff sergeant in the U.S. Army before being dishonorably discharged following a conviction for a sexual offense involving his 16-year-old stepdaughter. After serving his sentence, Baker rebuilt his life working as a racquetball instructor at a local fitness center near the Sementillis' home. But his life was far from glamorous. He scraped by on odd jobs, appeared in adult films under an assumed name, and lived with a roommate. Money, it seemed, could be the motive. But what connection did he have to Fabio? Detectives soon realized Robert wasn't a stranger to the Sementillis. He worked at the very gym Fabio's wife, Monica, attended. In fact, Robert had been at Fabio's funeral on January 29th, blending in among grieving friends and family. Photos from that day later became crucial evidence. In one, Robert stood beside mourners, a bandage wrapped around his finger. Investigators began to wonder, was that injury the source of the blood found at the crime scene? Surveillance was ordered on Robert. In February, police brought Monica in for questioning. When asked about Robert, she brushed it off, saying she only knew him casually from the gym.
Rob is a lead director for a racquetball. I wasn't.
Was Rob present? Before Fabio's death, had Paul everything? Never been here before.
Yet her behavior after the murder was increasingly odd. She frequently called detectives, pressing them for updates, and asking when Fabio's insurance payout would be released. That was the first contradiction. Fabio's policy had no payout. There was no active life insurance. So why was Monica so fixated on it? That same night, Fabio's eldest son from his first marriage, Ruijai, received a call from Monica informing him of his father's death. Still in shock, he later recalled how she'd mentioned that he would benefit from the money Fabio left behind.
The first words out of her mouth were regarding life insurance money. She says, "There's money coming to you. Lots of life insurance was up for grabs here." That was the message that was given.
words that felt misplaced, insensitive, and strange so soon after the murder. The deeper detectives dug, the more tangled the story became. Monica Sementilli was born on January 10, 1972. She met Fabio in 1997 when she was a client at his salon, the one he ran with his sister. Fabio was divorced at the time and already building his legacy in the beauty world. Monica was drawn to his warmth and energy. Within a few years, they married and built a life that many admired. But beneath the surface of luxury and success, cracks were forming. In 2015, Monica joined a racquetball league at a Los Angeles gym. It was there she met Robert Baker. She first tried flirting with another instructor named Matt, but when he turned her down, she shifted her attention to Robert. Their chemistry was immediate. In December 2015, Monica scheduled her first racquetball lesson with him through email. Soon after, they exchanged personal numbers. The lessons turned into secret meetings, and eventually a full-blown affair. Though she told police she barely knew him, evidence proved otherwise. Monica had brought Robert into the Sementilli home on multiple occasions. Fabio's eldest daughter, Jessica, once saw Robert there.
I went to my mother's bathroom to take mascara or something because I like to do my mascara in her bathroom. And I didn't notice anything, but when I came out, I noticed Rob in her bed. She told me that he doesn't drink often. They had a party last night. Her friend Sheila, I think, they all came over, and he doesn't drink often. He got drunk, and so he slept it off.
Despite the house having several guest rooms, Robert chose to sleep in Monica's. Phone records later revealed the shocking intensity of their relationship. Between 2016 and 2017, Monica called Robert more than 9,000 times, and he called her over 17,000 times. Their bond wasn't fleeting. It was obsessive. Fabio often traveled for business, and while he was away, Monica's affair deepened. This was no crime of passion. It was a crime of planning. Robert wasn't alone that night. He enlisted the help of an old friend, Christopher Austin. The two had grown up together in North Carolina and had stayed in touch even after Robert moved to Los Angeles and Chris to Alaska. When Robert needed someone to help him, Chris was top on his list. Robert paid for Chris's plane ticket from Alaska to LA. On January 20th, Robert picked Chris up from the airport. Over the next few days, they discussed how they would do it. A gun was too loud. They agreed they'd use knives.
A gun was out of the question because it's too loud. Figured the best way to use was a knife.
On the night of January 23rd, the men parked about a mile from the Sementilli residence. Dressed in hoodies, they jogged toward the house, armed with sharp knives. Earlier that day, Robert had casually texted Monica to ask if Fabio was home. She confirmed that he was. When they entered the backyard, Fabio was by the pool, unaware of what was coming. He was ambushed and stabbed multiple times, with such precision that there were no defensive wounds. After ensuring Fabio was dead, Robert trashed parts of the house to make it appear like a burglary. Then he and Chris stole Fabio's Porsche and fled the scene, abandoning the vehicle later that night. Inside that Porsche, investigators would later find blood that matched Robert Baker. Robert tried to erase the digital trail, deleting messages and an encrypted app he had used with Monica at the time of the murder called FIBA. But detectives found fragments showing that on the day of the murder, the two exchanged 95 encrypted messages. When police asked Monica for her phone password, she claimed not to remember. A lie easily disproven when investigators discovered the password was Robert's birth date. Their relationship went far beyond physical. Monica had started referring to herself as Monica Baker, saying it was easier to pronounce than Sementilli. By February, police surveillance captured Monica and Robert kissing outside a bar, just 1 month after Fabio's death. She wasn't the image of a grieving widow. She was a woman comfortable in the arms of her husband's killer. On the day of the murder, Monica was also seen on Target security cameras meeting Robert in the parking lot shortly before he drove off to commit the crime. She stayed inside the store, eyes fixed on her phone, checking home security, waiting for the update of the act she had helped orchestrate. Months later, in August, police orchestrated a traffic stop. Their car was secretly wired for audio. As the officer walked away to verify their IDs, Monica whispered to Robert, "Someone must have set us up. They're following us." She was right, detectives were listening. Soon after, both Monica and Robert were arrested. Their behavior was compared to Bonnie and Clyde. Reckless, delusional, and desperate. Even in custody, their affair continued.
I think we should get married. They're listening, they're watching, and they're digging for anything they could use, anything.
Robert claimed Monica knew nothing about the murder, but his words rang hollow. Monica tried to explain away every piece of evidence. She said Robert's blood in the house came from a racquetball accident, that she'd helped clean his finger after he cut it during a match. But that didn't explain the blood found inside Fabio's stolen car. Investigators later uncovered an email Monica had sent to Robert containing login details to the Sementilli home security system, giving him access and knowledge of the DVR's location, which disappeared the night of the murder. Monica wasn't a grieving wife. She was an accomplice. Police soon turned their attention to finding the man who had been with Robert Baker on the night of Fabio Sementilli's murder. At first, investigators suspected a man named Al Birdsong, who lived in Texas. But phone records and GPS data told a different story, one that led them to Christopher Navarez, Robert's childhood friend. The two had grown up together in North Carolina and had remained close despite years of distance. So when Robert needed someone he could trust to help him carry out his deadly plan, Chris was the first on his list. Robert even paid for his plane ticket from Alaska, where Chris was living at the time, to Los Angeles, the city where tragedy would soon unfold. Once police confirmed the connection through bank transfers, GPS tracking, and phone activity, they brought Chris in for questioning. The pressure was too much, he broke. Chris confessed to being present during the murder and pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and the personal use of a knife in exchange for his testimony against Robert and Monica Sementilli. In court, both Robert and Chris entered guilty pleas. Still, Robert tried to protect Monica, insisting she had no part in the murder and that he acted alone, a claim that strained belief given the depth of their connection. Robert Baker was ultimately convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Christopher's cooperation earned him a reduced sentence. In June 2025, Monica Sementilli, age 53, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for her role in the January 23, 2017, murder of her husband, Fabio Sementilli.
Angeles, California, where Monica Sementilli is about to learn her fate. There she is walking inside of the courtroom after we have learned that the jury has reached a verdict. They deliberated for 7 hours and 47 minutes over the course of 3 days. Very quickly this morning after arriving, they announced that verdict. So we are still waiting for all of the parties to assemble, and we expect the judge is going to call in this jury.
Yeah, this was a long case. It spanned over 3 months, 43 days of testimony. That included 4 days of closing arguments. The jury is making their way in right now, but let's listen in.
Juror number 10, I understand the jury has reached verdicts. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are the verdicts dated and signed?
Yes, sir.
Please hand all verdict forms to the bailiff. Thank you. This time, will the clerk please read the verdicts?
In the Superior Court of the State of California, County of Los Angeles, in Department 101, the people of the State of California versus Monica Sementilli, in case number BA 452-97502. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Monica Sementilli, guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony as charged in count 1 of the indictment. We further find the murder to be of the first degree. We further find the allegation that the murder of Fabio Sementilli was intentional and carried out by the defendant, Monica Sementilli, for financial gain within the meaning of Penal Code Section 190.2A1 to be true. We further find the allegation that the defendant, Monica Sementilli, intentionally killed the victim by means of lying in wait within the meaning of Penal Code Section 190.2A15 to be true. Dated April 11th, 2025, juror seat number 10, four-person. In the same case, title, and cause, we, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Monica Sementilli, guilty of the crime of conspiracy to commit murder in violation of Penal Code Section 182A1, a felony as charged in count 2 of the indictment. Dated April 11th, 2025, juror number 10, four-person. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are these your verdicts? So say you one, so say you all.
Yes. Does the defense of the jury poll?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Please poll the jury.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as I call your seat number, please answer yes or no to the question. Juror in seat number 1, are these your verdicts?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 2?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 3?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 4?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 5?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 6?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 7?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 8?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 9?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 10?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 11?
Yes.
And juror in seat number 12.
Yes.
The jury having been polled, the verdicts are ordered recorded. Both sides waive reading of the verdicts as recorded by the people
Yes.
and the defense.
Yes.
Your service now comes to an end.
This is live in court, so this
Wow.
verdict has
Wow.
come down, and she is still talk about the
Wow.
the lack of subtlety from Monica Sementilli, her emotions throughout this trial. During the testimony of witnesses on the stand, I mean, it was really compelling, a bit captivating just to see what she did during all of it. And now this reaction at the end, you know, I'm wondering what she's thinking, maybe about the 2 daughters that she shared with Fabio Sementilli that she hoped would believe in her innocence.
What she's thinking right now, the storm of emotions going through a defendant's mind, because I've sat next to defendants when they were convicted, the storm of emotions comes down to what their life is going to look like going forward, and here's why. The day that the verdict is read, there's a psychological thing that happens with defendants where they ask themselves, you know, what's behind door 2?
Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge Ronald S. Cohen rejected a defense request for a lesser term, calling Monica the mastermind behind the killing. He said her lover, Robert Baker, lacked the capacity to plan such an execution, and thus her role warranted the harsher penalty.
Life is not about how hard you get hit, but life's about how hard you can get hit and still keep on going.
Fabio's children still live with the echoes of that night. His daughter Isabella has since followed in her father's footsteps, becoming a hairstylist herself, keeping his legacy alive.